Hey there, and welcome to Real Brides. This is the podcast where we sit down with recently married brides to talk all things wedding, with real advice from brides who have been there, done that, and want to help you do it better. I'm Rosanna with Shotwell Productions, New Jersey's highest rated photography and videography company. Let's dive in. Hello, today, welcome to the podcast. We have Jessica and Dave. They got married December 7th of 2019 at Lambertville Station. And this is a second marriage for the both of you guys, right?
Yep.
So obviously, you get married, you fall in love, I guess that's the wrong way. You fall in love and you possibly get married. And since you guys have both been married before, I know you guys opted for kind of a more intimate kind of wedding. Like, what kind of brought you guys to that decision?
Well, in my case, I had my mother had insisted on the church wedding, and I'm lucky I was able to pick out my own dress because mom decided everything. We're talking menu, venue, driver, everything. She DJ. I'm lucky I got a say in anything.
So it sounds like it was her wedding.
Pretty much. And, I had maybe one table worth of my friends. Everyone else was people that she knew and that she worked with and knew from church and family members and things like that. So this time around, every time she offered to help, I said, nope, it's okay. We've got it. And, we just wanted to keep it small by process of elimination with between all of our friends. And I have a very big family. We said, we're just going to draw the line at, siblings, parents, and our children.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's exactly who was there.
Immediate family only. Yeah. And I had a similar story. My, when I got married the first time, my ex-wife, she's Polish and Italian. So she was related to pretty much everybody she'd ever met. Her dad was one of 8. Her mom was Italian and related to, I think, all of North Brunswick, New Jersey. So we had to pick and choose at that time. And I remember there was a direct quote from my former in-laws when we were doing the wedding planning. We had some differences of opinion between my in-laws and us. And my in-laws basically said, because they were funding the whole thing, they said, well, this is your wedding, but this is our party.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Direct quote.
You didn't even hide it.
No. So we had to cut the guest list down to 220 people. It was kind of ridiculous. It was a gorgeous wedding. We had a great time and everything like that. But at least for me, my family is small, right? I have one brother. I have one sister. I have, my mom and dad. I have 4 first cousins. None of them have kids. So like my family is very, very small. And my ex's family at the time was, as I've mentioned, very, very large. So when Jessica and I were talking about doing our ceremony, I didn't want my family to feel like they were being overwhelmed, which I think kind of the feeling the first time, because Jessica, being Puerto Rican, has a rather substantial family.
My mother is 1 out of 7.
Wow.
All but one of her siblings had children. 2 of my uncles had 6 each.
Yeah.
So by the time my grandmother passed away, she had over 22 grandchildren.
Wow. So you felt like you didn't ask for any more cousins. You had plenty.
Yeah, basically my, the people I was closest with growing up between Jersey City and Brooklyn and everything were all my first cousins, and now we raised our kids together, and now our kids are having babies. And I have to give Dave a quick update, like a primer, if we're going to a family function.
Like a flow chart. You need a flow chart.
Say, you met this person. Remember, we went to this person's house and you had a discussion with them, and he'll say, okay, and certain things will ring a bell. Next month is going to be our granddaughter's first birthday.
Yep.
And, some people from my side of the family are going to be there with their little ones.
Yeah, I'm going to need the refresher because I can't keep anybody straight.
Yeah.
So when we decided what we wanted to do was we wanted to make our ceremony something for our immediate family, like for our kids, our respective kids. My wife has 2 sons. I have 2 sons and a daughter. We wanted to involve our siblings. My wife has a sister. I have my brother and my sister. We, respective parents and things like that. But we wanted to keep it special for them. But when it came to the extended family and friends, our plan was that we were going to have a big kind of reception in the spring or summer of 2020. Spoiler alert, something came up that kept that from happening.
Yeah.
So, but our intention was we wanted to keep our initial ceremony small and intimate so that we could see each other, we could interact with everybody. It wouldn't be rushed, it wouldn't feel chaotic with all of these people. And that later on we could have a more laid back, interactive barbecue, beers and stuff like that in the backyard and have everybody over that, would want to be there. So that was our intention.
Now I know you said it was so intimate that they were like you had 22 people.
That's including the officiant. Yes.
Wow. So you really had time to talk with everybody at your ceremony reception, really.
Yeah, it was refreshing. We kept it very, very simple. We had the food was fantastic. It was a small restaurant. And we didn't even have a DJ. I basically put up a playlist on a playback device and had it running through the whole thing. We didn't bother doing the whole couples dance or any of that other stuff. We just wanted to have something where we could have the people that we love be there and share that day with us and that time with us. Keep it small, interact with people, mingle, talk with our family, let them talk to each other. And it was refreshing. It was nice.
Plenty of good food.
Mm-hmm.
We even had a small bar set up in the room, so everything was just in this one place. We had maybe 6 tables, and Dave's three were with their cousins all at one table. So it was the kids' table, but that was by their choice because they all just wanted to hang out.
Yeah.
So they had a great time at our table. We had each of our moms that we were sitting there having dinner with that night and everything. And then at other tables, there was his brother, John, his fiancee, Tina, now wife, and just everybody spread out. And, we were able to, even if we wanted to, just shout across the room and talk to each other.
Yeah, it was nice.
That's great. I know that you mentioned that, your first weddings were really, really big. And I think you also mentioned that, you had the cocktail hour in the same room as you had dinner, and then you actually got to eat the food. So I'm only left to assume that you probably don't even remember eating at your first weddings.
No. Well, I always remember eating. So, but it was the first one, there's a lot of walking around, because obviously as the married couple, you're part and parcel to the gig is walking around and socializing with all the tables. And when you have like 25 tables of people, like you're spending all this time walking around, and it's great to see all the family and everything, but it was so freaking chaotic. Like maybe it's being a little bit older, being a little bit more practical minded. I also looked at it as, look, weddings it's a time to celebrate with family, but it can be a substantial expense.
Yeah.
So our thing was, our parents aren't paying for this. We were doing it for ourselves. So honestly, the wedding, and that's why we wanted to invest all of our money into this big family and friends reception that we were going to have in the spring and summer. So, well, again, that didn't happen. Spoiler alert. But I think keeping the costs down and keeping the guest size small made it for a less stressful experience for us, and made it, I think, more impactful for us and for our family members that were there.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds like it's really important. Like, I think, as you said, as you get older and you get more practical in your thinking, you're like, who are the people I really like and like to spend time with?
Yeah.
Let's have them there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Look, and I make no bones about that. I love my extended family. I love my friends very much. I don't know if I, whatever cost per plate, love them that much, especially when added up amongst all those numbers. It's especially because it's a second marriage for each of us. We both felt like, we had the big wedding. We wanted to kind of keep this just small about us. It wasn't about the whole family recognizing this brand new union and this path to the future and everything. It's just us.
Oh, I love that.
Pretty much everything I bought like I said, I was looking at lots of bridal magazines for ideas. I'm like, okay, by doing it at Christmas at a place like Lambertville Station Inn, Everything was decked out with white lights and greenery. We had the beautiful Christmas trees by the fireplace in the lobby to take pictures. And I just looked online on Amazon with points, and I purchased everything from the sheer overlays for the tables to the napkin rings to a case of remote controlled pillar candles to decorate the ceremony area with.
Wow.
So I used points for a lot of things. And then our biggest expenditure was probably the food, which we didn't mind spending money on.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to make sure that our guests enjoyed it, that we enjoyed it. And even my dress I bought on sale for like $500 at David Bridal. And then I took it to a dry cleaner to have it altered. And like I had a gold lace shawl over it, which I bought for $60 from a lady in Estonia on Etsy.
What? Estonia? I forget. I'm like, where is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an antique gold lace like little capelet, and I thought it was beautiful, and it was only $60, and she shipped it to me from Estonia. And then I wore my something blue, were hand painted blue Converse that I got from Etsy as well, with the wedding date on it. So my feet were comfortable, my dress was comfortable.
It was badass.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, like, you got married in the dead of winter. Like,
We did.
dead middle, like coldest probably day. But do you remember if it was cold on your wedding day?
It was gorgeous.
Like 55 degrees.
Yeah, it was like 55, 60 degrees. It was December 27th, 2019. So it was 2 days after Christmas. And, because we were concerned about that. Like, obviously when you get married in the dead of winter, you want to be able to do things. We wanted to be able to take pictures outside, obviously. You guys know something about that, being our photographers. Thank you very much. Spoiler alert. But the day was it was beautiful. Yeah, like it was like mid to high 50s. And probably unusually warm for that time. But the best thing about it was where we were getting married at Lambertville Station Inn was right on the Delaware River, right where New Jersey and Pennsylvania meet. There's a beautiful old bridge that crosses between New Jersey and Pennsylvania right there. We had the backdrop of all of the Christmas displays and lights and colors and tapestries and wreaths and all of that stuff being hung all along the river. And it just, we still had like the fall winterish type of colors on the outside for the grounds, but we were able to go outside. We were able to take some beautiful pictures with some gorgeous scenery behind us, and it wasn't completely whited out in a blizzard, which was nice. It felt like a fall wedding. It felt like a fall wedding almost right at the end of the year. It was nice. Still
you gotta have some fun, right? Here, I want to show you
I'm-
my favorite picture. I know you already know which one it is.
Oh, I know which one it is.
I know.
Everyone loves it when we post it each year. Yeah.
It's so much fun. Look at your faces. Well, first of all, Dave is so much ridiculously taller than you.
Yeah, and I was wearing flats because I was wearing my sneakers. So
In your defense, correct. You're right. You were wearing flats, but like just the fun and the connection between the two of you, like that's really what it was all about. And I feel like you guys really, you guys nailed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want you guys to have fun on your wedding day, because if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong, right?
And you know what? Look, and some people love the celebratory extravagance of a big wedding, and for them, I say that's great. For us, being older, it was nice to I was able to focus more on my wife, which I think.
Nice way to say that, yeah.
I think it made a difference that day. I mean, I loved having my mom there. I loved having my brother and my sister and my niece and nephews there, and obviously her mom and her sister and the family there and my kids and everything. And that was great. But it really it allowed me to focus more on the whole purpose of the day. And that was her.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think it gets kind of lost in the sauce.
It does.
yeah,
It does.
I got to experience the flip side when my sister got married. Mind you, she was already engaged when we had our wedding, and COVID just caused such a backlog that it was like the year after COVID. That year, my youngest son got engaged, and then we spent the next year planning his wedding. And then when we got done with his wedding in the fall of 2021, I said, okay, now I can relax. And then my sister texts me a week later, I rescheduled the wedding. Like, great, when? She's like, May. I said, May, like in 7 months, May? She says, yes. So I went from mother of the groom to matron of honor. And it was like for 3 years, it was nothing but wedding mode. And my
You're like,
sister,
I'm getting married, you're getting married, she's
my
getting married.
sister had like the 6 bridesmaids and, the whole 150, 180 people at the venue and, the dress from Kleinfeld's. And it was just insane. I
Yeah.
remember thinking a 6 a.m. call for hair was crazy. I brought my travel pillow so I could try to sleep a little sitting
Yeah.
up and not mess up my hair.
That's actually kind of
Yes.
smart.
That-
Wedding hack. Hello.
Yeah.
It was a gauntlet, I
Yeah.
swear. By the time we were ready to walk in, my feet were hurting, and I was just like, I need a drink so I don't feel the pain in my feet. And that's
Yeah.
where we were at.
It's like the whole family. It's like we had our own little wedding pandemic. Like it was just wedding COVID everywhere. Like everybody getting sick with it and like infecting everybody and affecting the family and stuff. Yep.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh. I really love that you guys are able to share like how important it was to go from like, you guys got the best of both worlds, right? You got married, you had this big, big, huge party, and that was great. But then you guys found love again and decided to just kind of come together for a small, intimate wedding. And it was perfect for you guys.
Yeah, it was.
Over the photos. And I'm just like, this is so sweet and
Yeah.
great and things like that. So I really appreciate you guys coming on my podcast and to talk about that. And it's so good to see you guys' faces. We will be talking with you guys again, but thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Rose.
This is it for this episode of Real Brides. If you found something helpful, make sure to follow, subscribe, or share it with someone who is planning their I do. We have new episodes every week packed with more real talk from real brides. No filters, just facts. Thanks for listening and happy planning.